What's going on, folks? Life Lessons with Juvy. I am your host, JuvyThaKid, as always, unless this is your first time. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, at JuvyThaKid, JuvyThaKid, as it's said in that corner. Let's get to the topics. Vagtus_Baxwar. What's going on, man? How to make life more positive. That's easy. Don't pay attention to so much negative shit going, like negative news going on in the world. Don't let negative people like suck the time away from you. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like the more positive things you can have around you, and the more positive like you can be and think and everything like that, like that's gonna make life more positive. There's no like concrete thing to just be like, do this and tomorrow you'll be okay. You gotta work towards it, and it's a lot of different things. Don't sit there and try and fucking argue with conspiracy theorists all the time about like politics or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and always focus on negative news stories or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, this world is huge, and there's no reason to always focus on the negative shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of people do that. A lot of people just read the negative shit and like have people around them that are always just bitching or complaining about everything or just being down in the dumps, sometimes really over nothing, and they don't change it, and they don't realize that that actually like affects them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you gotta have people around you that like are positive as well. They're not trying to get sucked into negative shit, and you can't entertain like the negative like news and the negative energy like out there in the world. You know, St. John Flames. It's a new name. Welcome. Surviving poverty. That's weird. Okay. I don't... What does that mean? Surviving poverty. I don't know. Like, what... Because there's different, like, levels of poverty. You know what I mean? Like, we're not Mexico, Colombia, like, living in, like, tiny, like, heavily, like, congested areas. You know what I mean? Like, it's, like... I don't know. Like, I understand like we have our own like level of like poverty in Canada or like around the world as well. It all like depends. But like I don't know, like surviving it. A lot of the time when you're like when you grow up in that way and all your friends are that way, like you don't survival isn't like a thing in your mind because this is just your life. You know what I mean? Like your life is like you either have like no name food or whatever, but you still have a roof over your head and you still got food in the fridge. Sometimes it gets a little tight, but you keep pushing. I don't know, like that's really it. Like I don't know, because like the whole poverty thing, like I said, like if you grew up in it and like your friends did and everything like that, like it's nothing. Like I didn't have like a crazy shit childhood, you know what I mean? Like I had a lot of like great memories running around with my friends, fucking building forts and like getting into trouble or whatever else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't know like we were growing up around like welfare and like poverty and like everything else like that. You know what I mean? Like we were just we were kids having fun. I don't know. I think if you're older though, like if you're a teenager, young adult, a lot of teenagers, young adults, especially when you guys are on your own for whatever reason. The whole poverty thing, don't let it fucking be everything that you think of. Yeah, you might not be able to afford like a bunch of like expensive things or what you want. That doesn't mean you won't afford it one day. And honestly, like it's one of those things, like be thankful for what the fuck you have around you, man. Like, okay, you might not have the new iPhone. You still got a fucking roof over your head. You still got a cell phone that works in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got food in your stomach. Like, that's the easy answer right there. Like, to survive poverty, like, whatever this means, really, is, like, remember what the fuck you have. Like, you still have a home. You still have food. You still have people in your life that love you and you love them. You know what I mean? Like, all the material shit's, like, that's all extra. If you got people around you, you got your house, you got food, like, you need to relax and just fucking remember the blessings you have. Don't worry about like all the other bullshit you feel you can't afford right now, because that's just gonna drag you down. And another thing, like to like I don't know, make it through poverty or whatever, don't try and live outside your means. Like, if you don't have the money to be going to the fucking bars every weekend, don't be going to the bars every weekend. If you don't have the money to fucking buy a pair of Nikes or whatever shoes you like, to fucking relax. You don't need to spend $200 on fucking shoes because you can't afford it. You need $200 worth of groceries up in your fridge. Just saying. Don't live outside your means, and remember the blessings you have around you. That's like, I don't know. You could do that like in any situation in life, and I think you'll be alright. This has been Life Lessons with Juvy. I've been your host, JuvyThaKid. Hit me up on all social media platforms that I have, at least. At JuvyThaKid, JuvyThaKid. All my quiet kids, freaks, and weirdos. For the love of everybody, keep being weird.